Hi guys, welcome to Evelyn's Oven. I'm Billy Evelyn, and this is my mother, Evelyn, and I thought I would introduce you to my mom because tonight we're going to make corn fritters, and this is one of the things that I loved about her cooking is the corn fritters she would make. Also, I'm going to make chili beans to go with it. So in the Instant Pot, I already have 2 cups of pinto beans and a cup of raw red kidney beans, and they're going in here in 6 cups of water, and I have them in there for 20 minutes. So after this is up, I'm going to check on those, and then we can add our other ingredients to that. In the meantime, I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a tablespoon of sugar. And I've just mixed it all in this cup here, like that. Mixed it all up. So we have that, our dry ingredients for our corn fritters. And then for our wet ingredients, we're going to use, let me move this corn aside. We're going to get to that. So for our wet ingredients, we are going to use 1 egg. I'll get that going now. And we're going to use 1 cup of milk. And I have got 1% milk, so you can use full fat, no fat. This is 1%. So there you go, there's 1 cup, and I'm going to stick this puppy back in the fridge because nobody likes warm milk. Okay. And and I didn't mention too, I did a couple twists and turns of the salt for the dry ingredients. So 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and a couple, probably like a half teaspoon of salt. Okay. And then for our wet ingredients, I need to get a little whisker. I have one in here. I have so many of these, but I like the smaller ones better because they're easier to maneuver, but this will work. So I'm just going to do this with this egg, slightly beaten it. So with this, we add about a tablespoon or less of fat, cooking fat. Butter is not a whole lot of fat, it's mostly fat, but I don't use lard. So I was thinking I could use a little bit of that applesauce that Carolyn, my friend, brought over last night. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a little bit of butter, and I'm going to add a little bit of applesauce. If I can find it. There it is. She made this homemade applesauce, and it tastes so good. She put fresh lemon juice and some cinnamon in there. So not a lot, though. Nothing is overpowering here. Okay. So what I'm going to do with the tablespoon of butter, I'm going to melt it so I can mix it in my mix. Find a little container to put it in. I have this little shot glass right here, and I need a knife. it's beans and cornbread, but it's kind of like beans and instead of cornbread, it's like corn pancakes. So yeah, so I'm going to stick this in there and I'm going to heat it up. My beans are calling my name, so it won't take long for me to do this, so can't do that while I'm in here.
I have to.
No.
I don't get my phone if I don't do it.
It's on video. Go.
Say
I can't right now. Go. Alright, so this is almost done. Ooh, it's hot. So I got about a tablespoon of butter right here, and I'm pouring it in with my wet ingredients. And I'm going to mix it. So 1 cup of milk, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of butter, and then I'm going to put another tablespoon of this homemade applesauce. Applesauce tastes really good on buttered toast. Oh, my goodness. There we go. So I'm just going to add that. Put this back on here. So, I mean, this is totally comfort food, you know, as it is fall, it's November, we've got Thanksgiving coming up, and we're going to do an early Thanksgiving here so my sister can come down, my kids, my neighbor. We're just going to have a whole lot of people here. That's the plan anyway. If not, we'll be having a lot of leftovers. Okay, so we got our wet ingredients, we got our dry ingredients, and now we're going to mix the two together. Woo! Slippery! So I'm just mixing these two together. Oh, I can feel it all in my whisper. I need to take it out and get my other utensil here. Grab it. So what I like about this, it's almost like in between cornbread and hush puppies, because the hush puppies are all, you know, deep fried and golden brown, but these are going to look more like pancakes. I don't want to waste that much oil, honestly. I've sprayed some butter spray in the pan that we're going to use oops, I'm creating more of a mess. I just love making messes in the kitchen. Anyway, put that guy in there. So I'm just going to move this around. And now the fun part. So I've checked out different recipes. Some just use whole kernel corn. Others use cream of corn. So I'm going to do both. I'm going to add probably a cup. I'm not adding both cans, I don't think. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to make cream of corn with this can with the liquid already in it, and that'll give us our creamed corn. So to do that, I'm just going to put it in this guy right here with the water. And if you want to use frozen corn, you can. Just make sure you add 1 cup of water to it. And that's all you do, and we're just going to blend this up real quick. creamed corn. And I'm thinking, because I like, you know, the creamed corn really gives it a lot of more sweetness and more flavor. So we're going to add that to this. And we're just going to kind of fold it in. Look at all that. And once this gets incorporated, I think I'll just add another half a cup of the whole corn. So you get some of the whole pieces in there as well, not just the blended pieces. So yeah, these corn fritters, like I remember them being, you know, a hint of sweetness and just an overall comfort food for sure. So this is a half a cup. Ooh. There you go, half a cup. So we'll save this corn for something else, different recipe. This is my little... So that's it. That is so easy. Look at that. So you got a hint of applesauce in there. That's going to bring out some sweetness along with the corn, along with that little bit of sugar we put in there. And just make sure you mix it really well. Okay. My beans, I got to check on the beans. So we're going to do that right now. I need a fork or a spoon. Let this guy, whoo, hot. Let it exhaust for a minute. Put my butter away. So yeah, my mom, I miss her so much. She inspired me to cook a lot because I did watch her, you know, cook. So I mean, the main thing I remember her doing is like macaroni salad, potato salad, simple salad, and this, and you know, some casseroles and stuff. So I thought, you know what? I can have cornbread, or I can make my mom's corn fritters. We'll do that. So, put this guy over here. See if we can open this up. Not yet, not letting loose yet. And so last night when I made Mexican pizzas, I saved the sauce and I put the extra tomatoes that I had from the can in with the sauce I had left over. We're going to use that for our chili sauce. And it's already got a lot of the ingredients in there, so you don't really have to add a whole lot. Another thing I like to do too, if I'm running short on time or something, I will add, if I have leftover salsa that has onions and all, just a great flavor, sometimes I'll just add that in as well. And it's just simple stuff. You know, I empty out my fridge and think, what can I use this for? Oh, I could put this in the chili. Works out great. So here we go. So what I'm going to do is just test out the beans. They soaked up a lot of the liquid. Remember, I had 6 cups of water in here, so. They are still very raw. So we're going to cook this a little bit longer. Okay, so we're going to turn this off, turn it back on, And I think we're gonna, I don't know if we should do steam. I'll just do manual. Yeah, I think we'll do that. And I put it in for another 20 minutes. So we'll let that do its thing. In the meantime, we can get our fritters going. I need a measuring spoon. I think these are too small, but I think that other one might be too big. I need one that's like a medium size. These two look to be the same size, and they look to be too small, honestly. So I have a quarter of a cup here, and I think this is a third cup. So I'm gonna clean these out real quick, just because they've been sitting in the drawer and they've already been washed, but they collect dust and other things. So I just make sure my utensils are clean. Lift that one out. We're gonna test both of these guys out. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna test these guys out. Okay? So let's stick you right here. I don't like this. Move that away. Okay. All right. You guys can see that okay? I have my pan over here that I'm going to put them into. It's just a pie pan, but it's good to put them in there and let them rest. Alrighty. So I have my quarter of a cup and I have my third cup. I'm not sure which one is going to work better. We'll see what size these gives us. Okay. I'm using my griddle pan. I've already pre-sprayed it with butter. And here it comes. So this is a big thing here. Get this fire going. And I need to get a spatula. Okay. And a lot of times what I like to do when I got sticky stuff, I just try to, I'm going to spray this with butter. There we go. Okay, I've got my buttered spatula. Now I'm going to try the quarter of a cup first. Just dip it in here. And just kind of see how big this makes it. Actually, that's probably a good size right there. And that's a quarter of a cup. Now we'll try the third cup. Okay, we'll try the third cup here. It's definitely bigger, that's for sure. I mean, they almost look the same, but you know, one's slightly bigger, it has more stuff in it. I don't know if you can see. So yeah, this one is definitely bigger than this one. See, it's already starting to bubble up a little bit on the bottom. So when it gets nice and golden brown on the bottom, I'm going to turn it over. And no, it's not there yet. Ah. So maybe it'll kind of fizz up on the, you know, like pancakes do, how they create little bubbles. I definitely should just keep going with this. I think I'll just go with the 1/3 cup. Another thing I was thinking too I could do with this is I could totally, just totally make some apple fritters with this. That sounds good. So I could add a little apple seasoning and cut up some fresh apples, thin slice. I think that would totally work. We can get really creative. We can do pumpkin apple. I'm getting some really good ideas, guys. Let me turn down the heat a little bit. Okay, I think these guys are ready to be turned up there. Okay. Oh yeah, it moves around nice, so I'm going to flip it. Woo! We got griddle marks. That's okay, because they're still oh so good. There we go, look at those. Don't those look nice? Get it away from that one over there. So these don't take very long. You know, if you've ever made pancakes, it takes just about as long, honestly. So this is the time consuming part because we gotta wait for it to do its thing. Check the heat. Yeah, it's about medium heat. I did have it on high heat, so I want to make sure these are good. But see, I want to, you know, this is kind of frying, but it's not deep frying, so you're not getting all that extra oil. I didn't want to do all that, even though they looked really good. And then people cover them with maple syrup. You could you could do that. I think I'm just going to cover them with the butter spray and enjoy them with the chili tonight. Woo, griddle marks. So I'm glad I used this pan, even though, because I was worried about having a big enough pan. And this has griddle marks, which is not a big deal, right? We're just going to eat them anyway. So I'm going to put these in here once they're done. These two should be done. Really close to being done, honestly. I'm trying to put you where you can see. There. There we go. There's one. There's two. And these guys. Definitely done. And before I put any more in here, I'm going to spray some more of that butter. Where'd my butter spray? Okay. Nice and hot, but I don't want nothing to stick. Okay, so we're going to stick some more of this batter in here. So my friend, she's going to turn 80 this month. So I'm thinking before we have our Thanksgiving dinner, which hopefully she's coming, I'm going to make her a chocolate cake. She said her favorite cake is chocolate, So I don't have a lot of experience making chocolate cakes, so we're gonna do this together. And I'm gonna bake her a cake for her 80th birthday. I just think that's amazing, being around, you know, for that long. She gets around so good. She's such a sweet lady. So I'll be looking up some recipes and seeing what I can do, maybe a little bit different. Okay. This is a messy job, but somebody's got to do it. So these two guys are going to come out first, hopefully. Got to turn those over. And these, while these guys are warm, I'm going to spray them down with some butter. So what's nice about this, you know, you like butter on your cornbread, same thing. So if we don't have to do each one, I can just spray butter them, which it makes it nice. Could always add more, but at least the flavor will be there, which makes it awesome. Okay, I think I'm going to flip these guys. They're moving around, so flip. That one kind of got smeared and flipped.